Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting video lessons by Adrenaline, the Bazooka Prophet, CEO, Adrenaline Global Online Tutorial Platform, a trusted platform with over 20 years of experiences in which a lot of students through our platform have become a solution and also a, a tutor. Now, in this particular video, we're going to be taking 20 questions in which this video will be broken down into two. This first part, which is the part one of this video, will be taking 10 questions in biology that span around the foundation of biology, centered around the classification of living things. So we are going to be taking 10 questions in this part in order to explain and see where WAEC and JAMB have brought out questions from under this classification of living thing. So without wasting any time, let us go to the first question. Even as you can see the first question or each of the question on your screen below. The first question says, a characteristics exhibited by all living organisms is. This is a JAMB question 2004. The question says, a characteristics exhibited by all living organisms is A. Sexual reproduction, B. Aerobic respiration, C. The ability to move from one place to another, D. The ability to remove unwanted substances. Before I tell you the answer to this question and also let you know why other options given are wrong, drop your answer on the comment section below. All right? The correct answer to this question is D. The ability to remove unwanted substances, which is termed excretion. All living things must remove unwanted metabolic waste from the body. Now, the reason why option A is wrong is because not all, like for example, not all living things carry out sexual reproduction. Some living organisms can also carry out asexual reproduction. If they had used the term reproduction, it would have been correct. But because they only use a part of reproduction, which is sexual reproduction, that made it wrong. Option B cannot be the answer, aerobic respiration. If they had also said just respiration, it would have been the answer, because aerobic respiration is part of the broad term respiration. Basically, we have two types of respiration. We have the aerobic respiration, we have the anaerobic respiration. In simple term, aerobic respiration make use of oxygen, while anaerobic respiration, which is carried out by certain bacteria or certain organism, right, they do not require oxygen to carry out to respire, so to say. Okay, C cannot be the answer. The reason be that the ability to move from one place to another. The truth is, not all living organisms are able to move from one place to another. There are some organisms that are sexile and immobile. So, but the general classification the general features of living things from the option below is the ability to remove unwanted substances, which is part of the 7 life processes of living thing. Quickly, we move to question 2. Question 2 says, in which of the following level of classification are the members most similar? In which of the following levels of classification are the members most similar? We should understand that classification of living things is simply the science of arranging living things into groups based on their structural genetics and cellular organization, right? And we have what we call the taxonomic hierarchy of classification, where living organisms are arranged from the broader scheme to the least specific from the highest level to the lowest level. And as you move from the higher level to the lower level, their similarities become closer. Is that understood now? So you say, in which of the following level of classification are the members most similar? Under the taxonomic hierarchy of classification, we have 7 major, starting from what we have: the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species, right? These are the hierarchy. Kingdom, phylum. We use phylum for animals and we use division for plants. So we have kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Remember, I had told you, if you are moving from kingdom, right, to phylum, as you move from the top to the bottom, the similarities become much more compared to the top, right? And that is the major reason. From what we have just done here, it simply means that species should have the most similar features, and that is why we define species as group of organisms that can interact and interbreed to produce a fertile offspring. Meaning, it is only organisms that fall under the same species that can interact and interbreed to produce fertile offspring, right? Kingdoms are too broad. For example, option A cannot be the answer because order are very broad. Again, genus is closely related but not the same organism. So the correct answer is species. We move to number 3. Also a JAMB question. It says, what branch of science involves the classification, naming, and categorization of living organisms based on shared characteristics? A. Taxonomy. B. Ecology. C. Botany. D. Zoology. The correct answer to this question is taxonomy. The answer cannot be ecology because ecology simply talks about the relationship of an organism with its environment. It cannot be botany because botany simply talks about the study of plants. It can also be zoology because this has to do with the study of animal. So the correct answer is taxonomy. And what is taxonomy again? Is a branch of science which is involved in the classification, naming, and categorization of living organisms based on shared characteristics. I hope that is well understood. So let's continue. This is a wide question. Now we'll move to question 4. Question 4 says, another phrase for binomial nomenclature is. Another name or another phrase for binomial nomenclature is. Option A, genetic makeup. Is it ecological habitat? Is it scientific name? Or D, migration pattern? The correct answer is scientific name. We should understand that binomial nomenclature is simply the act of giving two names to living organism scientifically. That is to tell you that all living organisms have two names. So the act of naming living things, giving them names, is called scientific name or binomial nomenclature. And we make use of the generic name or the genus and the species. These two are our basis of using scientific name. For example, man is called Homo sapien. Remember, there are rules on how we write scientific name. If I should write it like this, and we have to what? Underline. The only time you do not underline is when you write it in italics. Italics form do not require you to underline. But if I'm to write it in the man form, you have to write it the first. This one here is called the generic name or the genus. Why this sapien here for man is the species. We can also have housefly. Housefly is simply Musca domestica. There are so many. Rice, Oryza sativa. Is that understood now? So the art of giving two names to living organism, making use of the generic name and the specific name, meaning we can also call this species specific name, is called what now? Binomial nomenclature. Move to the next question quickly. Number 5. The question says, an organism's binomial nomenclature comprises its dash and dash. And they give options here. Is it genus and order? Or is it phylum and class? Or is it domain and kingdom? Or is it genus and species? If you are listening carefully to my previous explanation of the question 4, you will know easily that the correct answer is D, genus and what? Species. Generic name and specific what? Name. Quickly, let's not waste time. Number 6 says, which scientist developed the binomial system of classification? Which scientist developed the binomial system of classification? And we have options here. Is it Charles Darwin? Is it Gregor Mendel? Is it Carl Linnaeus? Or D, Louis Pasteur? This is a wide question, 2012. You can go check it out. Now, the correct answer is C, Carl Linnaeus. Normally, his real name was not Carl Linnaeus. His real name was Carl von Linné, which he later Latinized to Carl Linnaeus. The answer cannot be Charles Darwin because Charles Darwin is ascribed with evolution, not classification. Charles Darwin, evolution. It cannot be Gregor Mendel because Gregor Mendel is linked to genetics when he used pears as his own scientific research. It cannot be Louis Pasteur because Louis Pasteur is linked to the germ theory under the discovering of bacteria, right, of microorganisms. So now you know that the correct answer to this question is Carolus Linnaeus or Carl Linnaeus. They are correct, and the correct answer is C. Please do well to always do well to contact us. Do well. Know that education is the highest gift you as a parent watching me or you as a student watching me you can give to your children, and you have the student you can give to yourself. Education is the paramount. That is why in Adrenaline Global Online Tutorial, we don't just teach. It's about impactation. Impact. We live in a world whereby you must know, you must go out and seek knowledge, and don't feel that you cannot be better. Never feel that way. Never feel that way. Always strive for mastering. Always strive for mastering. Nobody becomes a champion in a day. When you make mistake or you fumble, there's always room to get up. Just like what one of the greatest preacher in Africa, the Archbishop Bessie, that also we always say, there is a knockdown. Sorry, there is a lifting up for every knockdown. So do not give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Now we'll move to the next question. The next question says, which of the following is not a major rank in the taxonomic hierarchy? Okay, which is from largest to smallest in the correct order. Option A, we have kingdom, we have phylum, we have class, we have order, we have family, we have genus, we have species. B, we have domain, we have kingdom, we have phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Option C, kingdom, class, phylum, order, family, genus, species. And D is domain, kingdom, phylum, class, family, order, genus, and species. This is a WAEC question 2014. The correct answer is C. All others are correct. Domain is the highest. It is after domain that we have kingdom. The reason why C is not correct is because there was a misplaced there. It ought to be kingdom to phylum, not kingdom to class. Is that understood now? So we move straight down to number 8. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the kingdom Monera? Remember, Carolus Linnaeus gave 2 kingdoms, which are the kingdom Plantae and the kingdom Animalian. It was R.H. Whitaker that gave the 5 kingdom scheme of classification, which he gave it to be the kingdom Monera, the kingdom Protista, the kingdom Fungi, the kingdom Plantae, and the kingdom Animalian. These are the 5 kingdom scheme of classification according to who? ROH Whitaker. ROH Whitaker. So we continue, right? And the options are A, cells with nucleus and membrane organelles. B, single-celled lacking a definite nucleus. Option C, multicellular with cell walls and chlorophyll. Option D, multicellular, no cell wall, ingest food from environment. The correct answer is B, because the kingdom Monera is actually the family of the bacteria, right? The kingdom Monera, and one of their feature is that they are single celled without a membrane bound nucleus, unlike the rest that have, because remember we have two types of cell. We have the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. Prokaryotes is only common among the kingdom Monera, while the rest are eukaryotes. Prokaryote, no definite nucleus because the nucleus is membrane bound. But in the case of the kingdom Protista, straight down to the kingdom Animalia, they have a membrane bound nucleus, or they have a true nucleus. Is that understood now? And of course, the answer cannot be A, because cell with nucleus and membrane bound organelles, of course, these are common among what now? The eukaryote and multicellular what? Organism. Option C cannot be correct, because this is common only in plants, multicellular with cell walls and chlorophyll. But in the case of D, multicellular, no cell wall, ingest food from environment, this is common among what now? The kingdom fungi. And the kingdom fungi, they include the slime mold, the bread mold, because they are saprophytes. We have the slime mold, we have the bread mold, we have the mushrooms, name them. While example of the kingdom Monera, we have the bacteria and the cyanobacteria, which are also called the blue-green algae. Number 9. Which kingdom do blue-green algae belong to? Which is the cyanobacteria? Is it kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, kingdom Monera, kingdom Fungi? The correct answer, without wasting time, is kingdom Moneran. While organisms that are found under the kingdom Monera are called Monerans. The last but not the least for the part 1 is, which of these statements is correct about a virus in relation to living and non-living entities? Option A, it produces independently like living organism. B, it lacks a protein coat. C, it is a link between living and non-living thing. D, it has a true nucleus and organelle. What do you think should be the correct answer? Tell me your answer in the comment section below, and watch out for my next video, the part 2 of this video under classification. So it is a question based topic. The next one is to work on different questions on kingdoms, and on that second part of the video I'll tell you the answer to this question 10. But do well to comment on the make your comment known on the comment section. Do well to like, share and subscribe. Tag a friend that is preparing for next year WAEC and JAMB and NECO, and also anyone that is preparing for GCSE NECO next month. I remain my humble self, Adrenaline, the Bazooka Prophet. Thank you and God bless you.